Okay, so now the problem that causes the most difficulty for people who actually try at this, pay attention, and make sure they know what the shapes are. This thing right here, triangle prism. So it does call it a prism in the directions, but a lot of times it won't. So this is a prism, again, because it has two triangles here, this triangle and this triangle, that are identical. So there's two of them that are exactly the same, and they don't touch each other. So I'm going to write down right here that the yellow is the base. Now we have an issue with that normally because it's not currently sitting on that. And we think base typically means bottom, which it can. But in this case, we got to remember that for a three-dimensional figure, the base has to have two of them that are identical that don't touch. So that means that the triangles are the bases. So my formula is the same. After we start doing some more of these, you'll see there's a pyramid formula, and this usually gets mistaken as a pyramid, but a pyramid has to come to a single point at the top. Those are not pyramids. It's like a tent, which is kind of a box. All right, it is a box. It's just a weird shaped box. So the base is a triangle this time, which means that in this thing here, I'm going to have to do 1/2 base times height of the triangle. So the triangle's base is MR. Let's highlight some stuff here. MR is the base. The height of the triangle is ST, which is this right here. So it's going to be 1/2 times 12 times 8. Then we're still not out of the woods with this yet because it has an H right here. And normally, even if you get this set up right, we think, oh, H, it's 8. It's 8 tall. But it's not 8 tall because that prism would be standing up on its end. I'll try to draw a reasonably okay picture here of this. They're not the easiest things to draw. So it would be a prism that stood up like this. So it would stand up like that. And that's what it would look like. So I have to make sure that I understand that the height is going to be this dimension right there. All right, RG is 22, because again, that's going to stand up on its end. It's hard to understand at first, but if you really think about it, the base needs to sit on the bottom, so you have to take that thing and turn it so that the yellow was sitting right on the ground. The yellow will be standing up in the air, and how far apart those two bases are. So for this one, we have 1/2 times 12 times 8, that's the area of the base, and then times 22 tall, 1,056. Good news is those questions don't happen all that often. Bad news is they do happen sometimes. So we have to understand that it's not a pyramid. And that's going to, when we get to the pyramid, I'll make sure I draw a picture of it so you can see the difference between the two.